think of my childhood, I played a little bit of Donkey Kong and Mario Karts, but my brothers were pretty into gaming, and sometimes I would leave the house in the morning to go surfing and like do some stuff, hang with my friends. Like I was a very motivated individual, but I would leave the house and be gone for like 8 hours, and my brothers would be in the same place they were
Same.
in when
Yeah.
I had left. And
Yeah.
that always like rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, this is not right. Like, I don't like this. Like, I don't want this to be a part of my life. And then fast forward now being a mom, I was already kind of aware of this. And even, when you think of like you're focusing on gaming, but there's a lot of other layers to understand too, like porn and social media addiction. These
That's
are other
right.
huge challenges, and I'm finding that, you know, it needs to be talked about, and education is what empowers us to
Mhm.
make the right choices. To be aware is going to compel us to, serve our family the best way that we can.
You're right. It's all toxic screens, and that includes video games, social media, and pornography. Those are the three areas that we spend all of our time on. I think it's really important for parents to understand whether it's a video game, whether it's social media, or whether it's pornography. They fall all under the same thing that it does to your brain. And we have MRI studies that we show on our slide deck, and it's really cool. We have videos. We show what happens to your brain, and we have to teach about the overview of the problem. The overview of the problem is that kids are getting stuff way too early, right? And honestly, if I had to diagnose the biggest problem, it's an attachment disorder. Kids are detaching from their home way too early. Like you noticed, even with your brothers, they're playing 8 hours a day. They're hooked into this thing that, because of the persuasive design, is pulling them out of the real world. Their brain gets a little taste of that high dopamine.
Mm.
And this is the biggest scientific fact that's the mystery for most families. They don't understand that it's all about dopamine, right? And so if they get too much dopamine, if your kid gets too much dopamine doing something, we know what happens. They're going to want to do it more. When a child has over dopamine producing things, when we call it dopaminergic, when there's an activity that is so high on the dopamine scale, it might be okay for a minute. It may be okay maybe for a few months every now and then. But then what's going to happen is they're going to start craving it. And
Mm.
so this is the underlying cause for every home in America, everyone that's struggling with this. And I think most homes have at least one child who's struggling with this. Everyone knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You try to take their video game away and they have a meltdown. You're having these conflicts and these arguments all the time and constant fighting about screen time and whatever. It's because of the dopamine.
Mm.
Your child is getting so much dopamine from this. Their body's craving it, their brain's craving it. And this is what parents need to understand. It is the same dopamine that you get when you're on cocaine. Dopamine is dopamine is dopamine. It doesn't matter how it comes, whether it's triggered by a drug, whether it's triggered by a screen. This is a key point for parents medically to understand this, that we all get high on our own dopamine.